It is uh 15th of March, um, uh, 2024, 2:01 p.m. Another quick one. I was just thinking, it's something I've kind of touched upon a lot in other videos, but I just wanted to make it clear. Uh, Certain thoughts in terms of my stance on technology. Um, Fuck. And actually, there was one thing I wanted to search up first before I started this, but I completely forgot. Is there a word like okay, never mind. I was searching for a word that I'll get to later. First of all, my stance. There's this a video I saw that I found really cringe of this guy who talked about like why current society feels weird or seems wrong or off compared to the past when he hasn't necessarily lived in the past, or I guess maybe compared to his childhood past or something. And then he has like these like B-roll shots of him, reading the book like he's some wise guy, and just like a show-offy kind of. And it just felt really gross. But I watched this video like months ago. And then one of the things he talked about was black box, like how so many things are black boxes nowadays. And then to a certain extent, I agree because a black box means you don't know how things, like, there's so many fundamental things like your phone, this camera, even how a house is made. That's kind of a black box. Something so close to you, but you don't know how any of it works. It makes it feel like your life is, you don't have control over your life, or the government or the system or some institution has some sort of power over you because you can do nothing about it. I don't know if that was that guy's argument per se, but in terms of an argument against black box, that's what I can think of. And then we live in such a technology-driven world today that that's actually very bad wording. We live in a world where there's so much optimized technology, or like digital electrical technology, that are extremely black boxy. So, I mean, compared to the past, it could be that we are surrounded by black boxes more than ever. So I get that argument, I get that sentiment. But then if you really think about it, like, everything's basically have been a black box since the Industrial Revolution. Like, do people really get how like these machines work? And there's probably other technologies before the black box that could be, and before the Industrial Revolution, that could be considered a black box. we have always been kind of surrounded by a black box, because it's not like technology is a new concept, you know. We have always lived with technology. It's a medium that always paved our reality. Um, so my point about black box is that, first of all, it's not something new. That's how our reality has been and will continue to be. And then the main point, an argument for black box, is that these technologies are a black box because they have become so efficient and optimized at doing certain tasks or providing certain services that, you know, if you take your time unraveling that black box, it kind of ruins its own, like, in terms of efficiency and optimization, it kind of ruins its purpose. Because if you're taking that much time to unravel the black box, you could maybe do the work yourself. Sort of. Do you get what I mean? The service of such an optimized technology is there for you so you can appreciate the service and not, you know, go into the depths of the machinations behind it. That's not what the technologies are made for. You defeat the whole purpose of its value by unraveling the black box. So that's the sort of argument for. Like, if you're trying to figure out the whole point of an iPhone, like, why not just, I don't know. I mean, it, that's what, when I say it out loud, it's like, it's a mild argument. But maybe someone gets it. Like, things are a black box because they're efficient. There's so much complex machinations that make them become efficient. Unraveling that black box is ruining that efficiency that I was trying to provide, because now you're taking your time to understand how something is done when it's already doing it for you. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. So yeah, but I'm not saying like completely for black boxes, but also I'm giving like a stance for, you know, in defense of black boxes as technology. It's just like chill. Also, the whole idea is that we have been surrounded like by black boxes. It's just the reality, you know. It's fine. I mean, if you really want to stretch it, the thing is, I feel that life will always be surrounded by black boxes. You don't really know every single aspect of your life or reality. So it doesn't make that much difference not knowing what the computer, how the computer works, or how your phone works, you know, because there's so many other ways. If, you know, a government is being oppressive, they can be oppressive, or some power could function without, you know, a black box could be a contributing factor, but it's not the be all end all, you know. There's so many ways things can oppress you and control you. And black boxes are not necessarily, like, it's just part of our reality. Jesus, I hate, there's nothing to fix. I don't know why they're doing that construction work. And then my other point, this is supposed to be a quick video. My other point was in defense of technological innovation for its own sake. I thought there was like a word for this, like arguing something for its own sake, like inherentism or something, but I couldn't find it. So I think, well, first of all, if I want to get pragmatic about this, is that there is an inevitability of how technology is going to keep advancing. I mean, to be fair, capitalism has exacerbated that. But and then the argument is that if we stop becoming, oh my god. I just want a fresh air. If capitalism stops, slows down, and if we move to a different economic system, it might slow down technological innovation. But for the most part, in the foreseeable future, technology is going to continue to advance and innovate. So in terms of that, I'm in defense or more like accept the reality of technological innovation. But then, and also more so, or also more, like science and technological innovation from someone, I mean, it doesn't have to be because I'm more familiar with like the scientific field of society, but just coming from that, one thing I do notice is that new advances in technology and science are made for its own sake as well, because you never know how it's going to help future discoveries or future society or life. And then sometimes it's just good to know more, no, just find out something, unlock a new key, because that might potentially unlock something else that's more important, but we never know until we try. Understand the fear of how certain technological innovations can create bad consequences. If you look at social media, I try to stay neutral about technological, innovations. But when it comes to social media, from my personal experience, it's been more bad than good. People have become so self-absorbed, including me. Like, the whole idea that I'm journaling outward on this online, digital space for everyone to see. But also, I feel that communication has become weird with texting and social media, and the most important part is the addiction it ensues, where you're constantly scrolling, what's called as doom scrolling. I think it's absolutely horrible, at least horrible for me. I hate when I doom scroll. That's why it took me a while, but I basically deleted Instagram. Sometimes I go back to it, but then after I use it a little bit, I delete it again. It's just, it's horrible. And then it fucks up your attention span. And I don't know if it's social media or always had some sort of addictive personality, but that addictive behavior translates to other activities as well. And there's this whole idea of like I feel less self-disciplined. Now, obviously I can't blame it all on social media, but I feel the social media didn't help. So there's that, all these negative aspects that kind of, you know, are trying to ruin me, and that's what social media brings to the table. Um, so for me, it's a net negative. But then the reality, if you look at, the wider scope, um, what social media did is it also helped, connect people across the world, and that in turn creates new forms of business, new forms of jobs, and um, even creates like this whole paradigm shift in how jobs are made, where this whole internet has made it so much more efficient to create new jobs, and it's just getting faster and faster. So in the end, I'm not saying that these jobs are good or bad, but the idea is that social media is changing the reality, bad or good or neutral. And that's the whole thing with, innovation. Eventually, these innovations are just going to be a fundamental, or basically is already a fundamental aspect of our reality. Well, eventually new innovations are going to be the technologies that are going to get shit on, and these old technologies going to give us the reality that we're going to be nostalgic towards, because it shapes our reality. It goes beyond good or bad. And that's the point of also looking at technological innovations. And you can't, in defense of it, because at a certain point, it transcends arguing for or against to some extent. Yeah. But then, at the same time, I'm not fully against discourses and ideas against new innovations, because that would help create this dialectical synthesis, right, into how this new technology would be used, or how this technology will basically, shape, paint our reality. It's all part of the process. So I'm not fully against it, but I'm just not against that process, because it's just how things are. And this is not in like a pessimistic way or cynical. It saying pessimistic or cynical is in itself trying to look at the pros and cons. Just that technology goes beyond that. So that's why. But then from a pro perspective, which goes underneath the transcendental aspect of technological innovation, is that technological innovation also helps potentially provide something that we don't know yet, even after we discover, or even after we create the new technology. So yeah, that's why that's why I'm sort of on the side, or in defense of technological black box and technological innovation for innovation's sake. Yeah, that's it. Now I shall get back to being productive. So yeah, I did a short video. I want to make it exactly 20 minutes. I wanted to make it 15, but it's fine. I could have definitely cut it down to like 5 minutes. My whole point, but yeah. I'm not like fully going against innovations. There's gonna be negative stuff, like social media. I hate it. So if there's stuff that will help mitigate that addictiveness, social media provides, then I'm all for it. You know, that's it.